Okay. So this video is more focused on this keyboard than anything. Um, the other keyboard didn't work for me. Primarily, let me save something here. Primarily because I'm going to show you. I'll close out Drambo. And I was trying to use MTS with the other keyboard, and just about every feature worked except for the one that I really needed to work. If you've ever tried MTS, it works okay with the pencil. Some of the commands are okay, but I think it works better with a keyboard. This is just let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to sit here and try to play in notes. I'm just going to, mostly I would use this if I'm going to be drawing in notes. So let's go back to the beginning of the song. So let's say I want to do something like drawing a note. You can draw it in with the trackpad, which you see right there on the screen. And you can use Alt. So you can do Alt, click, and then it snaps and you have this that you can drag around. It's kind of like if you've ever used FL Studio, and see, it'll snap. So like now it remembers the last one you punched in, so you could draw in chords, right? If that's just to show you. Then you could go Command All, select them, and then delete them if that's not what you wanted, right? So that's the reason why I got the other keyboard, was for that. And it literally had an Alt option button, but the Alt option button did not work like a command button. It was sort of more like a shift button, and it just didn't work for me personally. So that keyboard was a keyboard case with the swivel head. I think design wise I loved it. The trackpad was good, everything was good. It just two things I hate about it. One, that option Alt didn't work. The other thing was with the trackpad, sometimes like if your hand's a little sensitive, like, or maybe like you're moving across and it doesn't feel it, then it'll miss. It didn't miss that much for me, but I feel like having the ability to do this, where I hit Alt and tap, throw a note in, is so much quicker. But or you can swipe down just like I just did. But I love having this button here. Something about the tactile button, right? Being able to use the button sometimes is nice. Now you can tap. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do it now. Of course, when I'm trying to do it on camera, it's like a tap hold, I believe. Hold on. Is it 2-finger tap? 3-finger tap? No. All right, I'm losing my mind on what it is. I can't remember now all of a sudden. The side-to-side swipe does work. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this earpiece. Hopefully, sorry about that if I lost a little reception on my earpiece thing. It was weird. All right, so the side-to-side does work in here. Like if you want to stretch see how I'm moving it with the 2-finger. So that's cool. That's a great feature to have. You got the right click, unselect, okay, or whatever you want to do. Right click, delete. You don't have to right click, by the way. You could just hit the delete button. That's kind of the easier way to do it. Hit your note in and just hit delete. It's so simple. So this program works to me better with that. However, it does, if you do decide to get into MTS, you can use the pencil, see, and draw, just like you can do with the iPad. With this, you can. But if you want to draw a note, you got to hold and press it where you want it, and then press down. Then you want to highlight. You got to highlight at the beginning of it, and then hit. What I don't like with the pencil, though, is this. Watch. I'm just going to draw some notes in. To delete a note, you got to go down here and delete a note. Highlight, then press delete. So that's where the keyboard kind of makes it faster, because let's say you have a bunch of notes drawn in, then you could just hit Command A, select all, right, and then delete. Super simple. Or whatever note's highlighted last, it will automatically stay red, and when it's red, then you can delete it. See? So you can do, if you want to go pencil and the trackpad, you can do both. It's pretty fancy, pretty nifty little device for and by the way, I'm on the iPad Mini 6 if you're wondering. This thing looks a little bit different. It's also on the desktop, but it also, the bigger the iPad, I think the 12.9 at least for sure, shows you the actual window. So you'll see here I can adjust the window for each pattern. But on the iPad 12, you'll see the window, because you have more space, it'll be like over here and you can see the window, versus like here you can't because it's too small. So each one's a little bit different. I think the 11-inch or the Air is, you can't see the window, but you get more space. And the bigger the iPad 2, you get more effect slots, etc., right? You get on the desktop, it's even better. All right, so that's why I bought the original one, was for that. But I'm not super into MTS. There's some cool features about it I like. Primarily drawing in is the best thing about it, in my opinion. There's other features that are cool, but you can pretty much get that in other apps. It's just that drawing in on the MIDI is pretty sweet. But for me, on iPad right at this very moment, besides Koala and AUM, it's pretty much Drambo. Drambo is kind of my favorite thing. And it's making me have fun again on the iPad, I would say. So there you have it. So this keyboard, what's unique about it is, one, it's all Bluetooth. Two, obviously it has a trackpad, and 3 Bluetooth connections. So you could have your phone connected to one. You could have the iPad connected to one. It's called iClever. And this particular model, I don't remember what the name, my brain can't think of the name, but I will put it in the description just in case you want it. It works on hinges. So these are the 4 hinges it has. And you can see that it folds over and is really that thin. The USB-C that you see right there is only for charging. It does not plug in. It's straight Bluetooth. That's it. This little part that you can barely see right there are 2 little flaps. And what they do is they help support when you turn them up. I know it sounds like I just broke the hinges, but these hinges are pretty sturdy. They help support when you set it down, so that if you don't have them up, you have a little push right here. You can see it's not bad, but it's not good either. You need some type of support on this back end. So when you're resting your hand on this trackpad and you're pushing down, you got a little more sturdy. So that's what that is. All right. This thing is so portable. They give you a bag with it. I think the bag is ugly as all get out, if I'm being honest. It's brown. Like, why make a black device and then give me a brown bag? I just think that aesthetically is not pleasing at all. But who knows? I may still use it. You get this. It's a plastic little stand. But what's cool about it is it folds back that far. It's pretty sturdy for plastic. And it will hold an iPhone. I mean, you can put an iPad, especially the iPad mini, will fit on this really nicely because it's not that big. As you can see, this sitting next to it, it's pretty. So that it'll hold it. But I have a case that holds it, so I'm not going to sit here and stress that at all. But what I would do is just use it, turn it, bend it like that, and then throw the iPhone there. And then if you want to switch back and forth, you want to do something on the phone, or you want to do something here, you could have, I don't know what you would do with all that. But I mean, you could if you wanted to, right? It's there. So that's that. Of course, it comes with a USB, a standard USB to USB-C charging cable. And the purpose of that is just to charge, right? So I'll probably use that cable at some point because I have about 4 of them right now that I use to charge batteries and different things like that. For instance, I have a wireless keyboard for my job too. I charge these batteries up. So I need USB to USB-C to charge them up. So, which I'm about to do right now. Actually charge this battery while I'm sitting here. Sorry about that. I hit the camera. All right, cool. So that is doing its thing. I use those to charge the SP. I use them those batteries you just saw to charge my work computer. I use it to charge my power brick, which I use the power brick to charge other stuff too, aka the iPhone, and also to charge this guy. You see me talk about the mixer face, which is a portable interface slash field recorder, and it's all analog, which is kind of cool. I love to use it to record my guitars through it and the bass through it and things when I want to do something live. And I think I'm on, look at this low power. So this would be a good time to charge the iPad. What do you know? So I'm going to use my power brick so I can keep filming. Here's the power brick. And I'll just grab, if I stop hitting the camera, I'm just grab this power brick, plug in a USB. And there you go. And this power brick's like a 40 watt, I think, or something like that, 40 something. I don't know all that detail, but I can just tell you that it's strong and it powers and charges stuff pretty fast. So I'm not stressing it. Okay, back to where we were. So in Drambo, there's obviously probably one of the most, in my opinion, MIDI map devices I've ever seen. You see I clicked it and almost everything looks MIDI mappable. Even the, I don't even know what you do with the title. I guess because you have other stuff, features up here. Like if you touch it, you got options. If you want to MIDI map that for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But anyway, on the main screen, what I primarily use if caps is on, it can become my mute and solo. So when I'm because in Drambo, I tend to mix more of a live thing with it. And it's not like crazy mixing. It's just like if I want something to start, when I record it out, like I say, I want this to start first. I'll press the solo, as you can see right here. So it's things like that, like just being able to hit two buttons on to mute, unmute two things. I have a hard time doing that with my fingers on the iPad mini, especially because my fingers are fat and this thing is really, it's small. I mean, so imagine you can do that and then, right? It's just live mixing while you record. I mean, that's my thing, okay? So now you kind of saw what I'm doing with some of my songs. I'm actually working on an album. It's going to be partially done on the iPad and the rest of it is on in Ableton. But I'm using both because I just kind of I want the songs to have some difference in them as to how I make them, and so I'm not doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Because it's easy to just repeat what you've already done, especially if you feel like one thing was really good. So to keep me from doing that, it's kind of nice to jump on the iPad, do some variety of stuff. And so yeah, I have a couple of songs. I think about 90% of it is done. I'm maybe like 2 songs away, maybe a little more, maybe like, but for sure at least 2 songs away from being done. I think everything from the Ableton side of things, the desktop, are done. The rest of the album is going to be all done between Koala, AUM, and Drambo. Mostly Drambo, actually, weird enough, because I started getting inspired and most of the songs started working out. So I probably got 1, 2, yeah, I got like two or three more to go, and then I'll be done. And I'm gonna put it on Bandcamp first, and then after I put it on Bandcamp, then my next step will be, I got to look back into, I used to have what's that thing that everybody has and I can't think of it. Not Splice, but the other one that everybody talks about, where you get your music placed everywhere. I used to use it, but I wasn't putting enough out to justify even the $20 a year. So I would just put stuff out, want to put it out quick and not want to wait. But now it's like, if I put together a whole project, I think it would be fun to go ahead and put it on using, I can't think of the name, I'm sorry. But anyway, So I think that would be cool, but it's definitely going to start on Bandcamp first, just because I think I can get it on Bandcamp for free. I think I can get it on Bandcamp for free, and I don't want to have to pay initially because I'm just doing it for fun. It's not like I'm doing it for trying to make money off of it. So anyway, that's it. This video is very short. I showed you a lot of stuff, probably some stuff you didn't even care to hear. But this little keyboard so far, and I've tried, what, 2 now? This has been the best, and I think this one ain't going nowhere because it's just really got everything I need. Unless it kills on me in the next like 15 days or something, then I would have to send it back for a replacement. But outside of that, I'm going to hold on to it. I'll keep you posted in about a week or 2. I'll let you know how it's going, if the keyboard is still something I'm using, or if you'll know, believe me, whether I'm keeping it or not. But more than likely I am. All right. That's it for this video. I'm out.